For today is actually something that I spoke of previously already, but I prayed on actually after my last life lesson. I said, God, I don't know what you want me to talk to your people about. I talked to God about everything. I was so glad that we talked about what was our life lesson about last week. We talked about truth. So that was a very meaningful life lesson, and it resonated to me in so many ways, and I'm so glad that I allowed God to use me for that. But I was so very pleased with my message on truth last week, so I'm praying about what God wants me to talk to you guys about this week, and also just so many instances in my life, things I had to go through on the regular basis, and it just speaks volumes to the message that you are going to receive today, that I'm going to receive today. Even though being the one that delivers the message, I just get so much from it. So I fell asleep and I heard God say respect, respect, respect. And I was like halfway, like waking up out of my sleep by then, and I was like, wow, why is God giving me respect? So I did deliver a message on respect already before, so I'm going to go back to that message, and maybe someone needs to hear a message of respect. I need to hear a message of respect. I have had situations, encounters, and things that speaks volumes to that word respect, and respect means so much. And I think that we need to incorporate respect more in our lives on a regular basis, because the lack of respect ruins relationships, and the lack of self-respect has a reflection on how the world views you, of how we treat ourselves, and that's how people treat us. So I am just totally excited about this message on respect that I am going to deliver to you guys today. I'm telling you. And I was like, no, I did a message on respect already. Maybe I should consider doing a message on something else, but God did not allow me to. And I tried. I researched, I wrote things down, I wrote a list of topics that I didn't do before, and things that I can potentially do my message off of today. And God was like, nope, He didn't give me the time, He didn't give me the energy, He didn't give me the space, He didn't give me that the feeling of Him wanting to speak anything else through me today about you guys. So someone needs to hear a message on respect today. I don't know who this message is for. I know I definitely need to hear this message on respect, and I am very excited about what God is going to use me for through delivering this message on respect today. So kings and queens, you are welcome here, and all love and all peace. I humbly, from the bottom of my heart, welcome you into a place of calmness right now. I don't want you to be excited. I don't want to be overexcited and just not able to deliver this message. I want to calm my spirit, and I want to be used by God. So come on in here. You have officially been welcomed to enter into this space of learning, and growing and nurturing your mind and yourself, and the things that you may need for yourself. Some of us may not be willing to open your mind to receive a message like this today, and some of us may be anxious. I am anxious. I am always anxious to learn. So even though I did deliver a message on respect before, I just expect something brand new from this message on respect today. So I am here to inspire. I am here to motivate. I am here to encourage. I am here to educate myself and educate whoever is willing to learn. I am learning with you. We are all in this struggle together. But before we get started, let's do ourselves a favor by taking part in some silent gratitude. You guys already know how I do. I ain't gonna go off, I promise. I am not going to go off on you guys today about the importance of gratitude. Whatever God lays in my spirit to talk to you guys about the importance of gratitude, I am, by all means, I am going to release that in that way. But it is very important to express gratitude on a regular basis. I listen to a lot of motivational speaking. I learn a lot. I listen to messages. I do audio books and read books, and all of these things always convert back to the importance of expressing gratitude. Everything since the beginning of my journey with being a motivational speaker and all of these things, it always talks about the importance of expressing gratitude. So that's what we're going to do. That is what we are going to do, not only because I learn about these things, and it depends on where you are in your life, what you want out of life, and what you are willing to do. So even if you are not a person who has been in the habit of expressing gratitude before in your past, I encourage you to allow that one thing to become a part of you. Allow it to resonate with you. Allow it to become a part of your personality and who you are. I just want to express gratitude. That is what I want for myself. I promise you, there's another world on the other side of expressing gratitude and not expressing gratitude. That is two different worlds. I'm telling you it is. Because not saying that I was a person that didn't express gratitude. My mother and my father were very spiritual people. Even though I was brought up in between two different religions, they were very spiritual. So I was always surrounded around spirituality, religion, and expressing gratitude. That is just the way that I was raised. So that has become a part of me. But I learn to express gratitude more now than probably ever before, and I want to learn how to express gratitude more in my future, more and more and more. I don't want to put a cap on it. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to end. Any way that I can learn how to express more gratitude, if that is in the way of me teaching or telling someone the things that God has done for me. Somebody might be in a low place, and I encourage them that if God did the things that he has done for me, then by all means, I know that God will do it for you even more. So I wish peace and blessings on everyone else's life. But if that can be a form of expressing gratitude, just to show God how much I love and care and appreciate the things that he has done for me, how much I care for him, and how grateful I am for my life being where it is, despite of everything that I had to go through. If any form of gratitude that I can learn how to express gratitude, I am willing to do that. And I want you all to get in the habit of expressing gratitude in every single way, more and more and more, even if it's in the way of the love that you share in between yourself and another human being. It don't have to be romantically a relationship, loving, spousal, or anything like that. It could be sisterhood, it could be brotherhood, it could be teaching young people in your neighborhood, it could be inspiring people on social media platforms or wherever. Like, I am so grateful for the things that God has done for me. I want to express gratitude in a way of sharing the things that God has brought me out of, whatever way that you can find to express gratitude, or just simply say thank you, because that's what we do here. That is what we are going to take a few minutes out to do momentarily. But I just want to express to you the importance of expressing gratitude on the regular basis. It is going to change your life. If you don't know what to do when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do is say thank you. That is the very first thing you should do, is say thank you. If you don't know what to do when you pull in the parking lot or the driveway, or park on the street corner, wherever you got to park at after a long day, and you make it home safe, or you put that key in your door, everybody are not that blessed. I'm telling you, everybody don't make it home safe every single day. I have seen more car accidents now, even since my accident a few weeks ago. My daughter just told me her boyfriend's car was hit yesterday. A friend of mine was hit the other day. My son's car was totaled. I didn't really talk about the fact. I was just grateful that my oldest son, he was okay, but he ended up having to get him a whole nother vehicle because somebody jumped out in traffic and hit him. And I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I was on a plane with this young lady, and we were both getting pushed around and escorted, because we both needed help getting through the airport this last my birthday trip. And she was telling me, I was telling her about my accident, and she was telling me about her accident, and her foot was severed. Her foot was severed off, and they didn't even think that she would be able to walk again ever at all. So it was just a miracle, even though both of us were like, I think it was like one guy, one had was pushing her, and he was like pulling me because we were getting on the same plane. But I'm telling you, just the fact, I know my situation could have been worse, but some people don't even make it out of these accidents. Some people, my dear sister, ended up paralyzed. Some people end up paralyzed. Some people lose their lives. Some people don't make it home at the end of the day. I'm telling you, it is not, God don't owe us anything. And this is why I talk about the importance of gratitude, because God don't owe you. It's a blessing to be able to say, I made it out of the car accident alive, or I am able to walk again, or I know my injuries could have been worse, or anything. Just making it home at the end of the day, there's just such a blessing to be able to make it through another day. I am always so grateful for that when I am home, or I hear my kids putting their key in the door. If I pull in the parking lot and their cars are already in the parking lot, I'm like, God, thank you. Thank you for bringing my children home safely. I am just grateful for it all. That it don't have to be that way. It just really doesn't. Some people's children don't make it home safe at the end of the day. And for every day that God allows my children to be safe, I am grateful. My heart is grateful. And I think we should all get in the habit of expressing gratitude on the regular basis. It is going to help. It might save your life. It might save your life if you learn how to be more grateful. A situation that may be happening could end up worse, and sometimes we dwell on the negative, and we look at the downside, and we're constantly complaining about how something is hurting and all, and everything is an attitude. It's a mental attitude. So if you're constantly thinking about how bad your situation is, that's going to make it worse. If you think about, God, I thank you because I know my situation could be worse. Thank you for allowing me to make it through. Thank you for carrying me through the storm or whatever. If we just take time out to put ourselves in a positive headspace, and this is what gratitude is going to do for you, it is going to lift you up and get you through the storm gracefully, and it will make it easier and better at the end. It don't have to be so bad. Sometimes we can make things worse than what they actually have to be. So with all of that being said, we are going to take a few moments out for silent gratitude. I like to close my eyes. You don't have to. As many things that we can cram in there in those few moments. I always say the most important things, or the things that you are most grateful for. I don't want to say the most important thing, because everything is important. We might minimize some of these things or say small blessings or small miracles. Miracles and blessings are not small because they're miracles and blessings. So whatever you are mostly grateful for today, whatever means the most to you, whatever you can think of. Hopefully you were thinking of a few things while I'm sitting here running my mouth. Then just think of those few things and allow your vibrations to be lifted up in this moment as we prepare ourselves to receive this message today on respect. So here we go. that is like a cleansing. That is like a cleansing of your spirit, because while all the positivity is coming in, you are literally getting rid of the junk and the negativity and the bad things that you can be thinking about. You are replacing all of that negative stuff, all the bad stuff. You're replacing it with good stuff, and you can literally feel your vibrations lifting up from there. If you tell me that that is not your experience while joining me in silent gratitude, then I'm going to say you're lying. I don't believe you. I'm telling you, it lifts your vibrations. It works every single time. So today we are talking about respect. Today we're going to talk about self-respect, disrespect, and respect. So those are the three forms of respect that I am going to get into today. Honey, let me just say, God has given me my fair share of this experience just quite lately, where I just had to show people that you are not going to disrespect me. And I'm not going to continue to say it, especially when you're dealing with adult people. Because let me just tell you how it is a pleasure having me in anyone's life. I bring peace. I bring joy. I am a good person. I am genuine. I am honest. I have integrity, love, anything that you can ask for in a human being. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but yes, I'm going to brag on myself, because it is a pleasure having a person like me in anyone's life. As far as relationships are concerned, as far as business propositions concerned, having me on your team, working at your job, I am a joy to be around. And I am very purposeful about being that way. You know how some people bring the dark cloud, I bring the sunshine. And I love that about myself. So if you want to do anything to interrupt what me and you have going on, and that is as far as anybody is concerned, family, friends, relationships, I don't care who it is. If you do something to interrupt that, disrespect is one sure way you can sever our relationships. I will cut all ties with you. I don't care who it is. I got a bunch of people. If you got time, I got a bunch of people, a whole list of people that will attest to that. I have zero tolerance for disrespect. I will cut you off in what they call it, a New York second, whatever that means. I guess New York is one of those faster cities or states or whatever that moves at a more faster pace than other parts of the world or wherever. That's how, real quick. I won't even waste time with it, and I don't like explaining myself to adults, because you know what you're doing. You knew what you was doing when you did it. So I mean, and that has been my experience even lately. I'm just like shaking my head, because I am a very kind person, and sometimes people will take your kindness for weakness. Sakira ain't never had a problem with standing up for herself. Ever. I do it differently now. I'm not cursing nobody out. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not going back and forth with nobody or anything like that. And I will let people get away with certain things. I just feed them a little bit of rope and see how far they think they won't be able to go. Like, don't think I'm stupid. And a lot of people out here will take your kindness for weakness, and thinking that they can just get away with any and everything. And then when you go to make your move and let them know that it's not what you thought it was going to be, then they shocked and they surprised, and they like, you wrong, because you don't let people treat you any your kind of way. Take it as you want. You could call me whatever you want. I don't disrespect people, and I don't like when people disrespect me. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'm going to try to stick to my notes. But when I tell you my experience just recently, just yesterday, I'm like, this what we not going to do. We're not going to do this. And then some people got to think about it and backtrack because you know I'm not a disrespectful person. You know I have not disrespected you. You know I'm not going to disrespect you. And you know I'm not going to tolerate you disrespecting me. It's just certain things that I'm not going for. And people backtrack, and they apologize or whatever, and they kind of check themselves as far as that is concerned. But you playing with the wrong one because all right. Let me go ahead before I get too far ahead of myself. So we're going to talk about respect, what respect means, 3 different forms of respect. I'm going to go ahead and get into my notes, stick to my notes, and get through this message on respect today. I don't know who you are, where you are, what this might mean to you, who may need to hear this message on respect today. I know I do. I went right back to just thinking about the message that I prepared on respect before, and I am so glad that God is using me in this way today because I'm somebody, like I don't know who else, but I'm one of those somebodies that needs to hear this message on respect today. So what is respect? Let's all just be on the same page with this. Respect is valuing someone's feelings and their views, even if you don't necessarily agree with them. So that was okay. So you're going to find different meanings, different definitions to different words when you are looking into certain things. And that stood out to me so much because just because we don't have the same point of view, none of us think the same. None of us have the same point of view or any of those things. That don't mean you have to disrespect me. Just because we don't have the same views, we are different races, we are different religions, we are different cultures, we are different colors, we come from different parts of the world, we have different beliefs, we have different views on society and politics and all of those type of things. And just because you believe in one thing and I believe in something else, that's just simply what it is. But it never stops there. We're human beings. We always got to take it to the next level. Where you don't want to agree with what I want to agree with. Now we fight and now we argue. You got people killing each other out here because they can't respect the fact that you just have different outlooks on different situations. We are not going to always have the same view on everything all the time. That don't have to be the case. Just because you don't believe in the same thing that I believe in, that don't mean I have reasons to disrespect you. But anyway, yes, that's what I think was important to me. The definition that I wanted to give on respect is just because is respecting someone despite of their opinions or their beliefs or whatever. Just because you don't agree with someone on something, that does not mean that gives you a right to disrespect them in any way. It could be someone in your family. That's okay. You don't have to agree with everything that everyone in your family does. Just because I see things one way and you see things another way, that don't mean we still can't love and respect one another. And that's where people go wrong. Having different views, outlooks, and opinions is okay. You believe it makes it colorful. It makes it interesting. It gives us something to talk about. We can laugh about it. We ain't got to argue about it. We don't have to fight about it. You just see things the way that you see things, and I see things the way that I see things. Boom, period, point blank. That's the end of the story. But like I said, with human beings, it never seems to be that simple. But respect is earned. Respect is earned. Respect goes a long way, and a little respect goes respect is earned, and respect goes both ways. Excuse me, I read that wrong. Respect goes both ways, and a little respect goes a long way. So respect is earned. Respect is earned. You have to, and no one wants to be the bigger person, especially after you have had a dispute with someone or for whatever reason. And no one wants, we are so puffed up with pride nowadays, and it's so hard for us to be the bigger person. And sometimes we have to put our pride to the side and say, I'm going to respect you regardless, or even if we had a dispute, argument, or whatever, I am still going to choose to respect you. I want to make the conscious decision in my mind to respect you anyway. Respect goes both ways. You respect me, I respect you. I think we should make that a thing nowadays. I think once it start popping off between two human beings, I mean, once it's set off, it's just set off. And now then the lack of respect is there, because once someone starts disrespecting you, and for whatever reason you disrespect them, or notice the disrespect that they have for you, or the lack of respect that they have for you, it seems like it just doesn't end there. And a lot of times, I'm not a disrespectful person at all. I don't raise my children that way. But when I see how certain people can be, when I lose a sense of respect for you, that does not give me the green light to disrespect you. But it's hard for me to gain it back again. Once I lose it, especially if I know I haven't done anything to lose it in the first place, if you are just blatantly disrespecting me, or doing disrespectful things, saying disrespectful things, or things are coming back to me, or whatever, or I just see what type of person that you are, period, and I lose that sense of respect for you, it's hard for me to get it back. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else. I just see you in a way that you showed me. I see people for what they are. And I have a very forgiving and understanding heart as well. I am not a judgmental person, and you can be however you want to be, because nobody is perfect. But once you start inflicting these things directly on me, I have to protect myself. I have to protect my own peace. I have to protect my own peace of mind. So if I find that you are doing disrespectful things to me for no reason, and I see you in a certain way, it's definitely hard for me to gain that respect for you back again. So respect goes both ways. I think we should get more in the habit of learning how to respect each other more, and a little teeny bit of respect. I'm telling you, out in public with strangers or whatever, a please, a thank you, or if you bump somebody by accident or anything, you never know. A little respect goes a long way. It really does. A little disrespect can get completely out of hand. People have lost their lives behind disrespectful behaviors because they have disrespected the wrong one. I have seen it with my own eyes. People have been shot and killed. People that I know personally decided to get disrespectful with the wrong individual for whatever reason, and they eventually lost their lives. I know these people. I know people personally that have lost their life. I come from North Philly. Listen, I'm telling you, I didn't encounter a lot of stuff with just being in Philly, period. I know people that lost their lives behind disrespect. So a little disrespect can go a long way. And I will hope for us to take a little respect and allow that to grow like wildfire. I want us to be able to make the conscious decision to not disrespect one another. And instead of choosing disrespect, to choose respect moving forward. So that should be the reality of all of us, because we know that we don't like being disrespected. So I don't know why we think it's okay for us to disrespect one another. At the end of the day, it just is not. It is not okay to be disrespectful towards one another. So no one deserves disrespect, because you get back what you give out. That's just period, point blank. Disrespecting someone else is like disrespecting yourself. Don't think that the tables are some people disrespect just because they are disrespectful people. I have encountered disrespectful people so much in my life, just because that is just what type of person that they are. They sling around curse words like it ain't nothing. They talk to people in ways that they know that they don't appreciate being talked to. They do things to people because they don't feel good about themselves. And when you don't feel good about yourself, how you treat other people is a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. It just is. So, yes, no one deserves disrespect, because what you put out is what you get back. And trust and believe that same disrespect that you give out to other people, you will eventually, one day, in one way or another, you are going to get that back in return. So I'm not going to get too much further into self-respect, because I do have a few notes on self-respect, but it is a reflection of yourself, how you treat other people, and you definitely will get back what you give out in return. You will get that back in return. So it's never about another individual. It's always about yourself. It is always about yourself. It is always, I do most of the messages that I do is it is pointing right back to you, because so oftentimes we try to fix the world around us. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with that person? I don't know why he is the way that she is, or he is or she is the way that she is, or whatever. And when you get better, your world as you know it gets better. It has a reflection on the people that you choose to surround yourself with. I am very pleased with the people that I am surrounded by on the regular basis. They are very positive towards me. Some people call my phone on a regular basis and say beautiful things to me about me almost every single day. And that is what I want for myself. I don't want to be to encounter negative people, negative attitude, always having negative things to say, and then I constantly want to think that it is always that person. Sometimes it's you, because when you think of yourself in a better light, when you work on yourself as an individual, become one with yourself, respect yourself, love yourself more, it has a reflection on the type of people that you are surrounded around on a regular basis. I don't have time to associate myself with people that are not on my level. I associate myself with high-minded people, with people that think on a high level. And that's a choice to me. And if you don't so much think on a high level, you got to be on your way there. You can't constantly come to me with negativity and thinking you're going to dampen my spirit, have something negative to say. I don't even play that with my kids. If you don't have nothing positive to say to me, about me, I know these kids can be haters. They got something negative to say. They always got something to say. Listen, if you don't have nothing positive to say to me, then don't say nothing to me at all, because I'm not going to come to you with negativity. I don't care if you playing or not. So the way that you are with yourself and the way that we work on ourselves, you increase the value of yourself when you do constant work on yourself on the regular basis. And that has a direct reflection of your world, the people that you associate yourself with on a regular basis, any kind of encounters, your relationship status. When I decided to start dating again, opposed to my dating life, let's say prior to my marriage, it is like a whole new ball game for me, because the people that I date now are on such a higher level than the people that I used to date before in the past. It's just different. And it's different because of me. You attract what you become. And a lot of people, they complain about their dating life and the people that they attract and all of those type of things. And I'm not trying to seem like I'm bougie or anything like that, but if you know that you are not on a certain level, don't even shoot your shot. And a lot of guys understand that too. They like, dang, like I want to shoot my shot, but I got a little more work to do. I don't think I'm ready for that one. Be honest with yourself. Some of y'all know y'all ain't ready for this one. You got to work on yourself a little bit. And that's because I have worked on myself. I have worked on myself. That's why I attract a different class of people. The people that I attract now, they're educated, they're successful, they are homeowners, they are entrepreneurs, they are amazing fathers. They are husband material. I'm not saying that they are perfect or anything like that, but it is much different than the people that I used to attract before in the past, and that is because I am different. I'm not the same person that I used to be. How dare I take all this time out over the years to work on myself just to associate myself with the same class of people that I associated myself with before? That would just defeat the whole purpose of me doing work on myself. We have to be mindful of the people that we associate ourselves with, because they will bring you down to their level. I can't let nobody take me back to what I done crawled my way out of, I done prayed my way out of, and all those. And that goes for any relationships, friendships, whatever. So if your surroundings and the people that you associate yourself with on a regular basis are not what you want them to be, then you have to think about the person that you have allowed yourself to become over the years, and be transparent with yourself. Because if you have work to do, then you just got work to do. And a lot of people don't want to take the time out, and we settle. People settle. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to do the necessary work, the things that they have to do to change themselves. And we end up settling for less than what we want and less than what we are worth, because we don't want to take time out. That's lazy. Come on now. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Just do the work. Just take the time out to do the whatever that takes. If that is praying, becoming a different person than you were before in the past, getting a stronger connection with God, working on your mental health, physically, if you are not where you need to be physically and you want to better your health, how you want this hourglass and you look like a keg. These men, y'all get on my nerves. You want your woman to be built on like this and all that, and you standing over there looking how you looking. Boy, stop. Y'all talking about we can't wear sundresses. Y'all get on my nerves. This is some of the stuff that I see y'all post on Facebook. A lot of these men, y'all could be very offensive to women, but it's the same ones that's out here looking how you looking, and then you talk about somebody what you want your woman to look like. No, your woman gonna look how you look. Y'all gonna be bumping bellies, because until you until you do the work that you need to do on yourself and increase the value of yourself, you are not going to get, you ain't gonna get no wife. You ain't gonna get no wife if you ain't no husband. You just not. So anyway, let me continue on with my message of respect, because a lot of times we can look for external solutions when we are not even doing the internal work. That is the point of me saying all of that. So, like I said, disrespect. So, okay, we're going to talk about disrespect right now. So it's never, that was the last thing that I said. It's never about another individual. It's always about yourself. And we have to point back to self. So that's why I kind of went off on that a little bit, because there is so much work that we need to do individually. And a lot of people are just not taking time out to do that work. So disrespect can lead to mental health disorders and behavioral health problems in children and adults. So that is just how serious it can be. So sometimes we just take it too lightly. We out here disrespecting other people, and when you are a disrespectful person, that has a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. Like, you're not gonna feel good about yourself as an individual if you know that you are not a very respectful person. So we have to learn how to be more respectful, because it's going to have a direct reflection on how you are mentally, your emotional health, even your physical health. Sometimes we think that even the certain things like this, we think that it stops mentally, and in our reality it starts to deteriorate you from your brain on down, and it has a reflection on your entire being. People who suffer with severe mental health disorders are not very physically healthy. They're just not. It's hard to be in good physical health if you are not in good mental health. I talk about mental health. I do mental health Mondays every single, well, not every single Monday, unless I'm on vacation or something. I'm not going to do a mental health Monday. I might be going through something. If I lose a loved one, then I take time out to focus on my mental health. But I talk about mental health on the constant basis because it is very important. Where we are with our mental health is going to have a direct reflection on what the rest of our entire life is going to look like. You cannot be an effective anything if you are not in good mental health condition. So yes, these are things that disrespect can lead to. They can lead to mental health disorders, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and all of these things. And that all can stem from disrespect. And let me just say this, disrespect in both way, coming from both ways. If you are a disrespectful person, that's going to have a reflection on you mentally. If you allow yourself to be disrespected, that's going to take a toll on you mentally. It is. Trust me, because I have been both. Honey, baby, y'all don't know who y'all be talking. This is the other Sakara. Y'all ain't meet the other one. Y'all not going to meet her either. But I'm telling you, the other Sakara, her mouth was vicious. And I'm not like that anymore. But I didn't feel good about myself at the end of the day. I didn't feel good about myself about by being a disrespectful person. And I have allowed people to disrespect me as well, which put me in a not so good mental headspace either. When you allow people to disrespect you, it has an effect on your mental health. So that comes both ways, coming and going. So if you don't want your mental health to be affected in any way because of disrespect, then there's ways and things that we can do to eliminate that out of our life. No matter what the circumstances is, don't allow yourself to resort to being a disrespectful person, and don't allow yourself to be disrespected. And I'm not saying be out here arguing with somebody. I don't know who you think you talking to. You ain't gonna be disrespecting me and all that kind of stuff. You ain't gotta do none of that. But you can just simply pick your happy old self up, and you can move past that person. Let them argue with somebody else. Let them disrespect somebody else. Let them argue with themselves. But they not going to disrespect you. That's just where I am. I have a zero tolerance for disrespect because I don't disrespect people. It's not going to, either way, I'm not going to tolerate you disrespecting me, and I'm not going to disrespect you. And I'm too grown to be constantly sitting here going back and forth with somebody and telling them about how they not going to disrespect you. I will just cut you off, simply, period, point blank. Listen, we too grown for that. So the highest form of disrespect is cheating on someone. The highest form of disrespect is cheating on someone. Ain't none of us perfect. Most of us, I ain't talking to the perfect ones. Most of us at one point or another has been the cheater or the cheatee. So, and that is the highest form of disrespect. So if you want to eliminate that form of disrespect out of your life, then don't be either one. Somebody had to hear that today. I had to hear that today. Don't be the cheater. And as far as you can help it, don't be the cheatee. Don't let nobody cheat on you. You know somebody out here doing something that you wouldn't appreciate them doing to you, then don't allow yourself to have to go through that. That hurts. It hurts when you find out someone is cheating on you. Trust me, I know. I've been in that position more than once, and it is not a very good feeling. So yes, the highest form of disrespect is cheating on someone. I didn't know that. I really didn't. I found out that through doing this study. So respect others, respect yourself, and respect our space. Respect our space, respect the space around us. I hate when I'm in the market and I'm in line and everybody is just always in such a rush and traffic at the supermarket. You all up on me like you smell my breath from back there because you so anxious to get up here and ring your stuff up and you ain't even let me finish my transaction and all of that. That is not respect. If you that person, then stop. If you the person at the market who can't even allow the person in front of you to finish their transaction before you breathing all down their neck and they can smell what you had for breakfast last night because you all up on their back breathing on their neck, like stop doing that. That is not respecting people's space. People don't respect other people's space as often as they should. I want to change my language today because I want it to be a shift. I want it to be a definite shift after this message. I want people to rethink the way that they are towards one another in public, at home. Respect each other's space inside of your home. It probably would cut the conflict in half. If you are in a relationship, respect the space between you and someone else in your relationship. Respect. So you have to respect your space between you and another individual. It would probably save so many relationships if we learn how to respect each other's space a little bit more. Respect is the key to success. There are many different keys to success, and respect is one of them. Without respect, no one would get along, and there will always be conflict. So we have to get along with each other. Like, how many choices do we make? Like, are we just going to not get along with each other? We have to share this world together. We have to share the space in this world. A lot of people try to avoid human contact with one another and all of those type of things, but how much are you going to avoid human contact when there's 7 billion trillion something? I don't know how many people there is on this planet, but we have to learn how to get along with one another a little bit more. So yes, respect is the key to success. If we want to be a little more successful in whatever entrepreneurship, career moves, jobs, whatever, respect. And if you want a good loving relationship, and I'm glad that I'm talking about loving relationships because I know almost all of us desire to be find our person, have a that mate, that not a perfect person, but just somebody that is for you. You can't go into a relationship and desiring the things that you desire out of a relationship if you don't bring respect along with you. That is going to be a huge is going to be a huge roadblock in your relationship if you allow disrespect to play a role in your relationship. So yes, if you want to be successful in a loving relationship, if respect has not played a role in the relationship that you are currently in, your marriage or whatever, and you want to save your relationship or try to change things around or whatever, then you might want to learn how to be a little more respectful towards your spouse, your mate, your boyfriend, your fiance, whatever. So learn how to incorporate respect a little bit more. It is going to help your relationship. So where am I? No one in the world would get along. We wouldn't get along, and a lot of us don't get along as much as we should because of the lack of respect. So respect is more important than love, and I came across that fact during my study, and I did not even realize that love is so important to me. I am love. I just, like, if I had to define myself, I am walking, breathing. I am an expression of love, and I make the choice to be that way on a constant basis. I want everything that radiates from me to be an expression of love. That is just who I am. That is just what I am. But when I came across the fact that respect is more important than love, I was like, wow, what can be more important than love? But I don't know. I mean, if that's what you want to accept it as, some of you might disagree with that. But during this study, I just came across the fact that respect is better than love. That just goes to show the importance of respect. So we had to put it up there on probably a higher level than what we have been considering it lately in the past. Respect is very important. So examples of respect. This is the highest example of respect. It is in the Word of God. Do unto others as I would want them to do unto me. This is the best examples of respect. I believe that this is in the Word of God. I don't know where. And it's probably don't say it exactly the way that it says it, that I wrote it down, but do unto others as you want them to do to you. There is such a lack of that going on in today's society nowadays. We do things to each other that we just would not necessarily appreciate them doing to us. And we have to do away with that type of behavior, because now ain't nobody happy. You mad because I'm treating you, that I did something to you, and then this person is reacting to however you treated them or whatever. And it is constant conflict because we are not treating people in a way that we would want to be treated. So if you want to have a more respectful, loving relationship, kind of cut down the conflict between you and other individuals in your life and all of that, how about just treating people in a way that you know you would appreciate being treated? Something to think about. I'm telling you, it's going to change your world. When you start doing things to change yourself, it is going to change your world. If you think to yourself, even if you have been in the habit of doing things to people that you know you wouldn't appreciate them doing to you, you got to think about that thing before you make the next decision that you might even think may potentially be crossing the line to disrespect. Think about it. Say, before I say this, or before I do this, or before I react in a certain way, and I know I have reacted this way before, but would I appreciate if the shoes were turned, if the table were turned, or the shoes were on the other feet, or whatever? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But would you appreciate it being the other way around? And if that answer comes to you so quick, in a hurry, I wish they would. I wish a son of a you know who would do that to me. Well, if you don't want them doing it to you, then don't do it to them. If the thought of it pisses you off, of them doing that to you, then why would you do that to them? Think about it. That just gives you a whole new light on respect. Because if I know that's going to I'm going to snap, crackle, and pop the hell out of somebody if they do to me what I'm about to do. See, we get a pass. We get a pass with certain behaviors for whatever. We give ourselves the pass, but we know that, what? I wish you would do that to me. If you wish they would do that to you, then why are you doing it to them? And I have seen that so much in my life, even with my own family. And then when you decide to get disrespectful, then it's a problem. Then it's what's wrong with you. When you've been disrespecting me my whole life, you just ain't think I was going to get disrespectful back. But I ain't no tit for tat with me no more. I used to get disrespectful back. Now I just cut ties. It's a whole different me. But we got to do away with that type of behavior, because it causes so much conflict and the potential for healthy relationships, meaningful relationships, powerful relationships, friendships, sisterhood, brotherhood, families, aunties, uncles, whatever, mothers, fathers, because of this lack of respect, you have a whole wasted relationship, because people can't find it within themselves to give each other the respect that they deserve. Even myself, with having adult children. I'm not going to pop off and talk to my kids in your kind of way. I respect my 11-year-old. And just because he's 11 years old don't mean that he deserves a lack of respect. We out here talking to these kids in your type of way, and then you get mad when they talk to you in your type of way. Even if your children are not children, even the ones that are children, we have to teach them with respect. Start at a young age and embed this in their heads. Do what I told you to do. We out here smacking them around, cursing at them, and all these type of things. And then when they grow up to be disrespectful children, and you sitting up there looking at them talking about I don't know what's wrong with them and why they are the way that they are and all these type of things, because that's what you have raised them to be. They have seen disrespect on you since the day that you gave birth to them. You have never had an adequate amount of respect for them, so no, they're not going to disrespect you. Some kids are just disrespectful. That is just who they are. There you can raise them right and the best that you can raise them, and some of us don't teach our children this and don't raise them like this, and some of them do end up being disrespectful anyway for whatever reasons, issues they might be going through, issues or whatever, I don't know. But we have to get in the habit of doing to one another what we want them to do to us. Don't treat people in a way that you know you are not going to appreciate being treated. So at the heart of respect is caring. At the heart of respect is caring, because when you respect somebody, when you care about someone, you're going to respect them. So that just for a person to have that lack of respect, then that honestly means that they don't care. And if you don't care, that's a reflection on how you feel about yourself. A lot of people don't care for or respect themselves enough to care for and respect other people the way that they deserve to be respected and treated. So it is all an inside job. A lot of people have work to do internally. They are just not even at a place within themselves. The self-love is not there. The self-compassion is not there. The self-care is not there. The self-respect is not there. And that's why we can't give something that we don't have. And I understand these things with people, and I see it inside of them. It's not necessarily me. It's issues that you need to fix within yourself. I don't think that no one deserves disrespect from any other person, but when I see people disrespect me in a certain type of way, it automatically indicates to me that they have internal work to do, because you are just not a okay person on the inside for such disrespect to be radiating from you. You have work to do within yourself. So I am very understanding of that. With my low tolerance of disrespect, I don't allow myself to be disrespected. And a lot of times I will just pray for the person, and I ask God to see their struggles and the things that they have to do to work on themselves. And hopefully in the future, they won't sever healthy relationships between them and whoever else, that they have looking forward to having a healthy relationship with in the future, because they will hopefully choose to do the internal work that they have to do on themselves. You got to come to a point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm just saying, in general, I am tired of constantly going through conflict and going through the same things that I have been going back and forth with people for so much time and time again, over and over again. I'm not having healthy relationships. I'm constantly arguing with the people at my job or at my relatives or wherever. I want to change the trajectory of that. I want to have a decent, healthy relationship before I leave this earth. Don't leave this earth thinking that you are just not the type of person that could maintain a healthy relationship, whatever that has to be. A lot of people have given up on love. I've been married before. I've been married 2 or 3 times before. I'm not doing it again. I'm not marriage material, or I'm not relationship material. I would just rather be single than be married, or be by myself than be in a committed relationship or whatever. It's not the committed relationship. It's the work that you have to do internally on yourself. yourself, to prepare yourself to being in a committed relationship. Our thinking is lazy. A lot of people think at a lazy level where they not even to the point where they want to admit their own flaws or take time out to do the work, the necessary work that we have to do so we can change the patterns of unhealthy relationships in our lives. We just throw in the towel. Oh, I tried the relationship thing. I'm gonna be a hoe for the rest of my life. Well, you go ahead on and be a hoe then, because I'm wifey material, and I refuse to give up on love. As many times that I have been hurt and all those things, bad relationships, cheated on, lied to, broken marriage, all of those type of things that I have been through, I still hold on to hope for the desire that I have in my heart to one day have that loving relationship that I know I deserve. And if you are throwing in the towel on yourself and saying that I'm not going to be in no relationship, I done tried it, it don't work for me, I'm going to go ahead and be a hoe, that is because you are not willing to do the work on yourself, because you are thinking at a lazy level and you don't want to take time out to do the work on yourself. So you just gonna give up on relationships altogether. That's on you. I'm gonna do what it takes, and not only as far as relationships is concerned, but everything, like everything in life, my success, my motherhood, whatever I have to do to maintain healthy relationships with my children, or whatever that I put my success, my everything into. I don't want to be lazy in my thinking or lazy in my doing and tell myself that I'm not willing to do the work. My physical health, I just got to the point where I'm telling myself I'm just starting to walk on my leg the way that I was walking before my car accident. And it hurt. It just really hurt. I'm still going through some pain, but I was like shying away from my healing. And I had to tell myself just recently, I just started coming up and down a flight of steps, like today, like this week. I just started like challenging myself to come up and down the flight of steps that like normal people do. And coming from therapy this week, I said to myself that your healing is your responsibility. Don't just look for healing when you go to therapy. You have to look for healing outside of therapy. So now that I'm home, I'm pushing myself, challenging myself, took my knee brace off, decided to not use my crutch as much as I used to, and all of those type of things, pushing myself through the pain, past the pain, and all those type of things, because I know that I can't just look for healing and strength and all those things when I go to therapy. It's things that I am responsible for personally that I have to do for myself. You have to come to that place. You have to come to that place where you know that you are responsible for yourself, for your healing, for your happiness. We are looking for happiness and love in other people when you don't even have happiness and love in yourself to give, but you want to receive it and you don't even have it to give it. You have to be able to give love, to give joy, to be someone's peace. How you want to be somebody's peace and you don't even have peace of mind yourself? All you bring is drama. You study talking about what's happening and what's going on around the corner and what somebody else is doing and all that type of stuff. Nobody got time for all that. You want to be with somebody where you just feel complete peace around, but you want to bring peace with you as well. You want to be somebody's peace. So we don't have enough of that, and I believe that that's why we struggle as much as we do, because a lot of people are not willing to take the time out to do what it takes to do the work so they can attract the things that they desire in life. The power of attraction, it means so much. The laws of attraction. The law of attraction is you attract what you become. And the more that we do these works on ourselves and change ourselves and make the difference inside of ourselves, that is the more that we attract the things that we truly want in life, and that is as far as anything is concerned. So self-respect. Let's talk a little bit about self-respect. Self-respect begins with one's self. Hence the word self and self-respect. Self-respect impacts every area of our life. By respecting yourself, you set a foundation for your life. Set boundaries and stand firm on your values. And the way that we treat ourselves as far as self-respect is concerned is the way that the world is going to treat us. A lot of us don't respect ourselves in a way that will have a reflection on the amount of respect that we get from our outside world, from the people around us, from the world as we know it. So it's always a good idea to get in the habit of learning how to respect yourself more. One sure way I would say respecting yourself more is teaching people how to treat you. A lot of us allow people to get away with way too much for way too long, and that is a clear sign of the amount of respect that you have for yourself, is the way that you allow other people to disrespect you. That is, like, you can't have a lot of respect for yourself if you are allowing people to have such a huge amount of disrespect towards you. So if you want to increase the respect that you have for yourself, kind of lay down those boundaries, lay down that foundation, and allow yourself to put your foot down. Like, don't constantly sit up there and let people disrespect you in any kind of way, because that is going to be a sure sign of the amount of respect that you have for yourself. So set those boundaries, put those values into place, and treat yourself with a certain amount of respect so you can get that respect from other people. So respecting and loving yourself is the first step towards gaining the love and respect of others. And I'm so glad that I wrote that down as well. Respect God. A lot of us don't have the respect for God that we should have for God, respecting Him, reverencing God as our higher being, and just by the way that we treat ourselves and treat other people, sometimes shows the lack of respect that we have for God. So respect God by honoring God, acknowledge and obey Him, and always express gratitude. These are ways that we can respect God, and I believe that we respect God in the way that we treat one another. Period. We are all God's creation. When you are disrespecting someone, that is like disrespecting God. When you are respecting someone else and taking care of one another and loving each other and nurturing each other and all of those things, then that is a reflection on the respect that we have for God, because God loves us individually, and when we don't love each other, that just shows that the lack of love and respect that we have for God. So we should respect God, number one. That should have been at the top of my notes. That should have been number one, is to respect God. So respect others' time, show up on time. When we don't respect each other's time, we don't respect them at all. I gotta work on being late. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, but respecting each other's time is a sure way to show that you respect each other. I'm always mindful and conscious about, I'm getting better with learning how to show up on time, but when I'm not, I'm always conscious of that, and I come down hard on myself as far as the time thing is concerned. And on top of that, you can't get time back. So when you waste people's time, if you want to waste your own time, then that's on you. When you waste my time, that is, oh my gosh, God is speaking to my spirit. When you waste my time, and somebody probably needs to hear this this as well. When you waste my time, then you are wasting my life, and I'm not going to ever get that time back. So when you learn how to respect other people's time, then you respect them. You respect them, period. You just respect them. You respect their lives and everything that is them. So we have to keep that in mind also. When you have a lack of respect for a person's time, then you just don't respect them at all. So we have to take that into consideration. If you know that person that does not respect your time too often, you have to think about it. Why am I letting this person disrespect my time? Because by allowing them to disrespect my time, then that just really shows the lack of respect that they have for me. So don't let nobody do that to you. So get in the habit of respecting others' time and kind of setting the foundation and letting people know that just like I'm going to respect your time, you are going to respect my time as well. So respecting one another comes first. Everything else comes after. So we should all lead every relationship, every encounter, everything that we have to encounter one another on the regular basis. So every encounter that we have with one another on a regular basis should always be led by respect. I'm going to come to you respectively first and foremost, and everything else is going to come afterwards. If we keep that in our minds, then we will have way better experiences with one another than we probably have had with before. Respect should not be last. Respect should be first. So treating each other as equals is a sign of respect. No one person on this earth is better than anyone else. I said that in my last message. I think a lot of people get that thing mixed up and probably kind of think that they are better, and there's just too much of that going on where people put themselves up on this pedestal and this high horse, and for whatever reason they feed themselves the ignorance that they are better than other people. And in all reality, no one is better than anyone else, and we should treat each other with equal amounts of respect. We all deserve equal amounts of respect. So if we don't give respect, we shouldn't expect it. And if we don't respect ourselves, then no one is going to respect us. So we have to give respect in order to receive it, and we have to respect ourselves in order for other people to respect us. So I want us to be able to take those things with us moving beyond this message on respect. So respect is accepting someone as they are and for who they are. And that is something that we can all get in the habit of doing. I think that people are just way too judgmental. Sometimes people can just be way too judgmental towards other people, when we, in all reality, we don't have the right to be judgmental towards one another at all, just because we don't agree with their views or with their decisions in life, their personal decision, their sexual preferences, and all of those type of things. Ain't none of your business who people choose to have sex with and all of those type of things. That's none of your business. You respect a person for who they are and what they show you. My lack of respect and even the lack of respect that I have for people, it comes from the type of people that they have shown me they can be. And I don't disrespect somebody just because they disrespect me. I just choose to disassociate myself from people that I know I can't have a respectful relationship with because of what they showed me, what kind of person that they could be. But nobody is better than anyone else, and we have to do away with those behaviors in our mind too, that thinking that certain people deserve higher amounts of respect than anyone else. And that goes for everyone, anywhere, different places in society. I remember I used to work at one place in Philly, and this lady, her office was like right where she can see everybody walk past. and I was a janitor at that building at the time. And sometimes when you see people say the janitor deserves as much respect as the CEO, and I was like, I want to see if that's true. So the CEO of the program came in the building and walked past her office, and she was sitting at her desk, saw the CEO, put this big bright smile and waved at the CEO as he walked past her office. And I walked right behind them, and I'm looking at the whole thing. And when I walked past, she put her head down like she didn't even see me and didn't speak to me at all. And I was like, wow, like people really view people on lower levels than they should. Like everyone should be seen as the CEO. We are all the CEO. We are all the CEO, COO, C whatever. Oh, we are all the CEO of our own lives, and we should be respected as such. I speak to people no matter what the position is in your job. If I don't see the CEO or the director or whatever, if I don't see you, and when you walk past me, or if I don't see the another person, maybe who doesn't have a CEO position, and I don't speak to either one of you, it's just because I don't see you. But I'm not going to break my neck speaking to one because I feel like one deserves more respect than others or whatever. Some people will break their necks to show more respect to certain people than they do others, and that can be anywhere. That can be in public and workplaces and or whatever. You go to a fast food restaurant and you have a lack of respect for the people that works at McDonald's or Wendy's than you have the people for people that work in law offices. It's just like a whole different attitude and respect that we enter these buildings in, and it's because of the way that we view people. And in our reality, all of us deserve to be respected on the same levels, on the same level. So and unless someone gives you a reason to not see them in a respectful way, then I believe that we should all be greeted with respect and all of these type of things. I just want our world to be a more respectful place, and that is the importance of me relaying this message to you guys today. So I'm just so glad that God placed it in my heart to talk about respect today. I needed this message on respect today. I don't know who else needed to hear this message, but even just recently, some of the encounters that I have had with disrespectful people who think that it is okay to disrespect me. And sometimes you got to show them better than you can tell them. You have to teach them that you are not going to disrespect me. As long as I am not disrespectful towards you, then don't be disrespectful towards me. So I want it to be an inside job. I want us all to be able to start with self-respect. Start with the amount of respect that you have for yourself, and let that power the respect that you are associated with everyone else, with the rest of your life, with different people, different relationships inside of the home and outside of the home, the workplace, whatever, public, in the grocery store, whatever. So begin to do that transformation within yourself and practice self-respect in different ways. How you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself mentally. Don't be calling yourself stupid and telling yourself things that you can't do and disrespecting yourself. Some people talk down to themselves and just not very self-encouraging or self-motivating or self-inspiring. And encouragement and inspiration and motivation, it should come from yourself as well. You should always be able to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself positive and encouraging things about yourself. That is going to have a direct reflection on your whole attitude and how you are towards the world. So if you want to have better encounters and a more respectful experience with the people that you encounter with on a regular basis, practice learning how to respect yourself more. From the time you wake up, you give thanks to God. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. And say something positive to yourself. Tell yourself the things that you know that you can do. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself you did a good job. Tell yourself how beautiful you are. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Speak positivity over yourself. That headspace that you put yourself yourself in is going to have a direct reflection on what your entire life is going to look like. So if we don't walk away with nothing else beyond this message on respect, I want us to walk away with a strong sense of self-respect moving forward. Even if your self-respect has not been what you think it should be or what you desire for it to be, or the lack of self-respect has been like hovering over your life and you want to get rid of that dark cloud of self-respect over your life, you want to break that self-respect open and get rid of the lack of self-respect that you have for yourself. I want us to be able to begin to practice it on a regular basis. It's not going to just happen overnight. We're not going to snap our fingers and just voila, things are going to turn around for us at the flip of a switch. These things have to be practiced. You have to be tired of living in some of the ways that you have been living with in your past and certain encounters and ruined relationships and all of those type of things. You want a better experience of life moving forward. We are not going to be here forever, and a lot of people leave this earth in misery and not being able to live the life that they desire to live because they are not mindful of things like this. The things that you pour out of yourself is what you are going to receive. And that is a perfect example of respect. You pour respect out of yourself, you will have more respectful relationships in your future. Everybody is not going to always be respectful. If I told you that, then I would be lying. I'm not going to, try to fool anyone into believing that, that it is just a whole bunch of respectful people hopping around, because it's not. There's a lot of disrespectful people hopping around, but you have to make your experience what you want it to be. You don't become one of them. Don't become one of them. Just because this world wants to be disrespectful or people have gotten in the habit of being a certain way, I don't care what society is doing. You don't be what you see them doing. Try to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. I am working on becoming the best version of myself that I can possibly be. And if it means me practicing respect, more respect on myself and more respect towards other people, then by all means, that is what I am willing to do, because I care about myself and I care about my experience moving forward, and I care about my life and the things that happen to me on a regular basis. So let respect become a part of your life, and we are going to begin all with self-respect. So thank you all for popping in on my live this afternoon. Real quick, I just want to throw you this quote and this affirmation, and I am going to end my message like that. So my quote is from a famous author. I do believe he is still alive. His name is Roy T. Bennett. And Roy T. Bennett said, "Life is too short to waste on people that don't respect you and value you. Life is too short to waste on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you." That's what he said. So it gets no truer than that. Like, you don't want to waste your life on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. But you want to be able to do those things for yourself. You want to respect, appreciate, and value yourself. And that is going to have a direct reflection on your encounters with the world, with your everyday life, with the people. The amount of respect that you receive from people on a regular basis is going to be based on the respect and value that you have for yourself. So let's radiate these things so we can get these things back in return. And by all means, we don't want to be the type of people that associate ourselves and waste our time on people that don't appreciate, respect, and value us. We can simply pack up our little laundry bag, a knapsack, and move on, because life goes on without disrespectful people. So I don't care what the relationship is. There is no reason for us to tolerate disrespect from people who just don't value and appreciate us. So just keep it moving. That's what I choose to do anyway, and it works for me. It puts me in it keeps me in a good headspace when I know that I am not constantly surrounded around people or have to associate with people that have that lack of respect for me. I don't tolerate it at all. So the affirmation is, I am respectful of others at all times. And I said I am respectful at others at all times, because when you are respectful of others, then that has a reflection on you. Respecting others is like respecting yourself. Respecting others is like respecting yourself. So that is it, you guys. That is my message on respect. I needed that message so bad today. I just really did. And it's just because of the personal experiences. I needed the confirmation in my spirit and in my heart, because I don't want to think that it is okay for respect to reciprocate, going or coming. That respect has to be reciprocated, and I don't want to think it's okay, no matter who it is, what the relationship is. I don't want to think that it is okay to allow people to get away with disrespecting me. And if I disrespect anyone in any type of way, I want to be able to check myself in that area. I don't want to think that it is okay to disrespect people or allow people to disrespect me. I want respect to be a part of my makeup, a part of my being. I want to carry it with me everywhere I go. I want to be surrounded around respectful people, and I want to be a part of those respectful people. I want to respect others, and I want others to respect me. So that is it. God bless you. I love you. Thank you so much for jumping in on my live. I see y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for your presence here. You guys give me the encouragement to continue to keep going. I was like, I don't know what God wants me to get on here and talk about today, and I thought it was going to be everything else but what it actually was. But God placed it in my spirit. He said it 3 times while I was sleeping, and I had prayed over it, what I was going to talk to you guys about today. I prayed over it like right after I did my message last Saturday. I was like, Lord, I don't know what you want me to talk about next Saturday. And I just left it alone. So maybe 3 or 4 days later, I'm taking a nap, and God said it 3 times. He said, respect, respect, respect. And I was like, I already did a message on respect, and God said, respect, respect, respect. And I'm still trying to like get into my notes, and I'm researching other things, and I'm looking for clues and messages and all this type of stuff. And I'm looking at God. I'm like, God, and He said, respect. So someone needed to hear this message on respect today. I think we could all use a little more respect in our lives. We can use it both ways, respecting each other, respecting others more, learning how to respect ourselves more. Matter of fact, it's 3 ways: respecting others, respecting yourself, and wait a minute, the way that we choose to respect ourselves, the way that we respect others. Wait a minute, I put it right in the top of my notes. So 3 forms of respect: disrespect, allowing ourselves to be disrespected, the way that we respect ourselves, and the way that we respect others. So those are the 3 forms of respect that I want us to take into consideration moving forward past this message. And not allowing yourself to be disrespected is just as important as the other forms of respect: self-respect, respecting your others, and respecting others, and not allowing yourselves to be disrespected. So take that with you today. Let that word kind of like ring in your head all day today. Respect, respect, respect. How can I incorporate that in my life? What can I do? What am I doing wrong? How does that reflect on my life? Look at your own life, kind of do an evaluation on your life and the people that you are surrounded around. Or some people not as respectful as I would like them to be. Sometimes you gotta like put your foot down as far as respect is concerned. Like, I love you, I care about you, I want you to be in my life, but I'm not going to tolerate a certain a sense of disrespect from you. And sometimes we might let people get away with a little bit, and then they just start, going off. Like, no, you got the wrong person for that. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. So do a evaluation on your life life. Do an inventory on your life. Think about your own happiness, because sometimes the relationships that we have can hinder our own happiness and peace of mind and joy. And if you have that type of relationship in your life that is coming in between your peace of mind, happiness, and joy, and that lack of respect is there, then you have to take action on that relationship. I'm not saying cut the people off completely. Maybe it's a simple conversation that you can have with another individual as far as respect is concerned, but by all means, make sure that foundation of respect is there, and begin with yourself. When you learn how to respect yourself more, that is how the world is going to treat you. I want you guys to take that with you as well. So that is it, you guys. That is how I'm going to wrap up this message on respect. Once again, thank you so much for your participation here, and just your presence here, and allowing yourselves to be fed spiritually on a message about respect. I hope that did something for somebody. I know it did something for me. But real quick, go to my YouTube channel. That is True Value, Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will not be disappointed. Also, my books are available and on sale currently on Amazon. You can buy a paperback version. You can buy the Kindle version. They are quick, powerful reads, motivational, inspirational, something that you can keep and just refer back to, put in your book collection, buy it for somebody as a sign of token of love, appreciation, and caring, and just put some positivity down in somebody's spirit. If you got like a group of girls you want to buy it for, or you know, something that they can read that may help them and inspire them to a better future, you can go right here to Amazon and purchase any of the books. My first book is True Value, Knowing Your Worth. My second book is Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. Feed Your Soul is my third book, and that is your personal guide to health and wellness for those of you who want to pay closer attention to your health and put yourself in a mental health space where you just look at your health in a different way if you want to become a healthier person. Also, my last book is called Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. Look forward to seeing me again. As long as the Lord allows me to show up, that is what I am going to constantly do. I am going to do the work on myself. I don't just teach these things, I practice these things because of the experience that I want to have in my life. I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't practice on a regular basis. These are all life lessons, things that we don't have a choice but to encounter certain situations in life anyway, but it's all up to us what our experience is going to be. Some of us have more negative experience than we have positive experiences, and some of us live a more positive life than we live a negative life. So I want us all to live a more positive life. I love my life and the way that God allows me to live my life today. I love being free-spirited. I love being caring. I love the gifts that God gives me on the regular basis. I love the transformation that I see in myself, me opposed to who and where and what I used to be in my past. I am a completely different person, and I am grateful for that. So I want to share in with you my testimony and the things that God continues to do for me on a regular basis. You never know, someone out here might have lost hope along the way and just decided to settle down in misery. I don't want that to be any of us. As long as God allows us to wake up every single day, I want us to be able to look forward to a better future for ourselves. So that is it, you guys. God bless you. I love you. Until next time, take care of yourself. Respect yourself. The world is going to treat you how you treat yourself. Do not allow yourself to be disrespected, whatever that means. It is going to have a reflection on your experience, you mentally, the things that you encounter on a regular basis. It is things like respect that is going to have a major impact on our life and on the everyday basis. And we want to have more positive experiences. So God bless you. I love you. In the meantime, you guys continue to stay blessed.